Welcome to Paths EduConnect. I am Patience Emmanuel, and I'm so excited to have you here with me today. On this channel, we share everything about educational climate. It is our goal to make learning fun, engaging, and accessible for all. So, if you're someone that is passionate about education, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you get updates whenever I upload new videos. In today's video, I will be sharing 7 tips on how parents can help support their child's learning at home. So, without wasting time, let's quickly dive into the video. The number one point I have here is set up daily family routine. You need to set up family routine. This is very important. This is to say, you need to have time for everything. Let's take for instance, you say, okay, from 7 a.m., okay, the children are up already, they say their prayer, they brush their teeth, okay, they take their bath, they eat their food, and then they get dressed for school. You can say by 12 noon, okay, by 12 noon, the kids should be in school, and this should serve as their lunch time. Okay, from 3 p.m., when you're going to pick kids from school, they can have their after school lunch, they come back, do their homework, okay, and also assist in house chores. From 5 to 6 p.m., you want to make the kids have their dinner, they have their family time. Family time here is where you can interact with them. Okay, you ask questions, you play together. If they have games, they play for the day. Okay, and then by 8 to 9 p.m., kids should brush their teeth, take their bath, read their books, and then get set for bed. The second point I'll share here with us is providing a place and time for their homework. Yes, you need to provide a specific time when kids will do their homework or assignments when they are back from school. And also, you want to make sure that their homework assignment is done in a place that is quiet and where kids will not feel distracted. You also want to help them where they have difficulties, but you need to encourage independency. What do I mean by this? You don't need to get to a point where you collect the book, okay, and start doing the homework for them. No, you need to encourage independency. You are only there to guide them. If it's a kid in the nursery or primary school, maybe those ones that don't really know how to write very well, you can assist them by holding their pencils, while their hands are placed to aid in homework. If there are kids in the secondary school, you're trying to encourage them where they're having difficulties. But my point here is you need to encourage independency. So you only try to help where those kids are having difficulties. Also try to praise your child for completion of homework. And you can also use reward systems. Like for instance, okay, you tell them, okay, for completing your homework, I'm going to buy you a shoe, I'm going to buy you a bag, I'll buy you a good snacks you take to school and so on. It's a way of encouraging them to do their homework promptly. The number 3 tip I'll be discussing here with us is to check on assignments, homework, and projects. Please, parents, try to create a dedicated space where homework can easily be supervised. Most especially, okay, for some of the schools where they use online portals for where teachers can post their assignments, post grades, and so on. Please try to check those portals regularly to see what your child is doing. Especially when it comes to online learning, please, you don't need to leave them alone. Do not forget, we are looking at ways parents can support their children's learning at home. The number 4 point I'll be discussing here is to talk each day with your child about his or her activities. Here, you will want to ask open-ended questions like, What was your best day in school today? What was the best part of your day in school today? What new thing did you learn today? What was the funniest thing that happened in school today? Okay, also, let's take for instance, if there is a particular subject that your child likes so much, okay, you can ask questions like, what was taught in that subject? Which of the topic was taught in that subject today? Did you enjoy the class? Okay, how did you contribute to the class today? That's way you're encouraging them to learn, because they know very well that every day they come back to the house, you will ask them such questions. So when they go to school, they won't joke. They want to pay attention to the teacher and listen very well to what the teacher is teaching. The number 5 point I have here is promote literacy by reading to your child. Yes, this is very important. What I mean here is begin reading to your child as early as possible. Do not forget that even infants benefit. They benefit from your voice and reading of language. So while you're reading, you're trying to portray voices, you're trying to use different voices that portrays different characters. Let's take for instance, okay, you get to a particular point of that book you're reading where it's a girl's voice that has, maybe a little voice. They try to portray that voice. If it's a boy that has a deep voice, you try to portray it. Okay, this will make learning interesting, as the children will want to listen to you. The number 6 point I have here is express high standard and expectation. So rather than just for you to tell the child, do well in school, you set standards and you set what you are expecting. Okay, like for instance, you try to tell them about their behaviors. These are the things, you try to list the things you're expecting of them, like they need to be good. Okay, they don't need to, allow peer influence, to distract them from learning. You need to set expectations like, okay, let's take for instance, you tell the child that if I want you at the end of this term, okay, to have like 9 A's in your 9 subjects. That's where you have set an expectation for the kid or for your child, and that child is aiming towards their expectation, because that child will want to try to please you at all means. The number 7 point I have here is healthy lifestyle. So here you want to ensure that they get enough sleep, they eat well, okay, exercise regularly, they limit screen time. Please, this is very important. You need to have control over your children if you must support their learning. Let it not be that when they're supposed to go to bed, okay, kids are still found, let's say, okay, by 9, by 10, in the living room watching films. It will not aid them in their learning, because when they go to school the next day, okay, I am talking out of experience, because they may come to school and they start sleeping. And you ask them questions like, okay, what were you doing last night? Some of them will tell you, okay, some of them in the secondary school will tell you, madam, I was operating my phone. Some will say I was watching films, and so on. So you agree with me that no matter what the teacher is doing in class at that very particular point, they're sleeping, they're not getting anything. Okay, so you want to encourage healthy lifestyle, and you try to limit screen time. Do not forget, you need to set time, or you need to create time for everything, especially where you know that as the kids are coming back, we all have 5 days to learn, and as the kids are coming back, they need to prepare for the next day. Okay, so you need to you need to watch them, okay, so that you can support their learning. Parents, I want to believe that with these tips I've given, you can help support your child's learning, because a child's learning is a two-way thing. Do not forget that parents are the first teacher of a child. So learning should not just be left for the teacher alone. If learning involves both the family and teachers, you will find out that learning will be effective. My dear wonderful parents, don't forget that every little effort you make contributes to your child's growth and development. Try to encourage your child to keep striving for the best. Thanks so much for supporting your child's education. And please, if you're interested in more of these topics, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you get uploads whenever I upload new videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.